Okay, well, thanks for coming. Today, our theme is superior posterior, so we'll be working a lot on our glutes. Um, we're going to start by setting our posture, so feet under hips. Start to engage the inner thighs as though you were drawing them together, but don't actually do that. Just feel that strength coming in. Lift your rib cage up off your waist. Make a lot of room right here. Engage your core. Nice curve of the spine, so we're not sticking booty out, we're not tucking booty under, we're just got a nice gentle curve with an engaged core. Roll the shoulder blades down the back, lift the chin, back of the head over the back of the spine. Really feel your head balanced perfectly on top of your spinal column so that you don't have to use any effort to hold it up. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Let's start with our warm-up. We're gonna do some glute warm-ups today since that's what we're working on. We're gonna start with a really close squat. So feet are together, legs are together. Push that booty back behind you, keeping the knees behind the toes, so not letting those knees creep forward. Pushing the booty behind, and we're just gonna tap, 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 tap. Nice. Keeping this squat position here to keep those glutes engaged throughout this movement. Just a little dynamic movement that destabilizes your body, makes you work all of your accessory muscles for balance. Tap and tap for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Our next warm-up move is going to be floor to ceiling squats. We are going to start with feet hip distance apart. Come all the way down to the floor. Tap the floor if you can. Rise up onto your toes, reaching to the sky. Down and up, down and up. Nice job. Keep it going. Down and up. You can turn this into a jump if you like, always starting and ending on a bent knee anytime we jump. My toddler is an excellent jumper, but he lands on a straight leg, which I know his little body can take, but whew, it kills me to see. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Last warm-up move. Let's come into a lunge position. We're going to come down into the lunge, push off into a glide, push off. Again, working those glutes, catching some balance here, working on stabilizing. Make sure this knee is not moving side to side, not collapsing inward. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides, come down into that lunge and glide. Lunge, push off. Nice. Pushing off with that back leg to come up into this balance. Kick that leg to engage the glute. Kick and reach for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Shake it out. We're going to pick up our weights and move into our, just checking the Zoom, move into our arm series. So let's pick up our weights, stand with feet under hips, lift up that rib cage again, roll the shoulder blades down the back, open the arms out to 90 degrees, shoulders in line with the elbows. So not letting those elbows creep forward, but keeping them back, keep that chest open, just coming into a drawbridge here. Working on that rotator cuff. If you don't have little weights, you can use 2 water bottles or just body weight. We'll do enough reps that even body weight will give you a good workout here. Down and up. We're moving slowly here. Definitely not trying to whip these rotator cuffs around. Also not using momentum to do our work for us. This is all muscle work. Keeping those shoulders away from the ears. Shoulder blades down the back. Keep going for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pulse, pulse here, pulse, pulse, pulse. Just pushing those hands down toward the floor. Bouncing them back up. Keeping those elbows up, keeping them back, shoulders away from the ears for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set them down. Coming to a 90-degree row, we're going to do a hamstring kick. That's optional. So if you like, you can kick that heel up to the glute to engage the back of the thigh, giving you a little balance work too. Body is tilted at a 45-degree angle, pulling those weights up to your chest by squeezing your shoulder blades together for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side. Let's flip those weights to face the wall in front of you. Not 45-degree angle with the body. Squeeze those shoulder blades again. This time your elbows will run alongside your rib cage. Squeezing back. Feel a little bit of work in your chest with this variation. Kicking that heel if you'd like for 8, 7, 6, 5. Nice squeeze at the top. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come both feet on the ground. Feet hip distance, body bent, coming back to palms facing the thighs. Squeeze back. 2, and 1. Now we pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Nice job, you guys. Shake it out. Let's come to a super wide second position. So feet are out at about 45 degrees. When we come down into our plie, you should still see your big toes on the inside of your knees. If your knees are collapsing in, just close those feet up a little bit until you can get a nice direction of the knees over the toes. We're going to do some shoulder presses here. Plie is optional. So if you're not ready to start working your legs, because we're going to do a lot of work at the bar, you can just stay in your second position. Now in a ballet plie, we're keeping that pelvis in the same place in space. Sometimes we do squats in a second position where we push the booty out behind us. For these shoulder presses, we want to keep our head and shoulders straight up to the sky. So we're trying to keep that spine right in line, top of the head down to the tailbone, tailbone pushing toward the floor. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down here, stay here. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise it up. All right, our next move you can do on the floor, or you can bring your chair into it if you're using a chair for a bar. We're gonna do some tricep dips. So for the chair, you want your hands right next to your glutes. You can have your feet flat on the floor, or you can extend them and rest on your heels. The glutes stay right next to that chair leg as you push down into this tricep dip. The elbows are pushing straight back. They're not flaring out to the side. Try not to have your arms too wide. We're dipping, keeping those glutes right next to the seat. For 8, 7, 6, nice. 5, trying to come down to a 90 degree if you can. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's give it a rest. If you're on the floor, it's the same thing. You just have your feet flat or your legs extended. Your glutes are above the ground, pushing back. Let's get ready to do our pulses. So feet on the ground is a little bit easier. Legs extended on your heels, a little bit harder. And we're gonna pulse, pulse, pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Shake it out. Put your chair back to the side. And let's pick our weights back up for a front raise series. Roll those shoulder blades down the back, feet under hips. We're going to start with one hand on top of the other, a weight in each hand, or you can drop the weight in the bottom hand and just use one weight. Lift up and down, up and down. Nice. Keeping those arms extended, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, keeping those shoulder blades down the back. Feel this little bit of asymmetric work happening here. That bottom hand is really kind of carrying the top arm along for the ride. 8, 7, strong core, lifted spine. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch hands, lift up. Other hand doing the work now. Other arm working hard. Keep those shoulders away from the ears. Strong core. You don't want your body to be swaying front to back as you engage in this movement. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Let's do some quick biceps because I want to get to our swan arms. We're going to have our palms facing down. So facing your thighs right now, feet in first position, really rotate from these hips. So open up that hip, open up that hip, standing in your first position. We're going to stay here. We're not going to come into plie, keeping those hands down, biceps, biceps. So front and side, elbows glued to the rib cage, feeling that hip rotation in that first position, just getting set here. I find it a little easier to remember to keep my core engaged when my feet are in turnout. I don't know, maybe it stretches those muscles across the belly, reminds you to engage them. Front and side, 2 more sets, and side, front and side, to the front, pulse, pulse, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, to the side, pulse, pulse, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to the front. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to the side, keeping those elbows glued. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 more sets. 4, 3, 2, 1 to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to the front. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Weights down. We're done with our arm series. It's time to come to the bar. So pull your chair a little closer. We are going to start with some resistance band work. If you don't have a resistance band, that is totally fine. You do not need one. You will still get plenty of workout with just your body weight resistance here. So we're going to start by facing the bar, band under one foot, extend that leg to the side, bring it to the back, side, and down. Side, back, side, and down. So we're trying to keep our hips in the same place in space. We're not opening to the side and then kind of rotating through the back, side, and down, side, back, side, and down. So remember, we're working on the glutes today. You should really feel that glute engaging in that moving leg as you're lifting the leg to the side, back, side, and down. That standing leg is also doing a ton of work, as you'll discover when we switch to that leg. Back, side, and down. 2 more. Back, side, and down, out, back, side, and down. Let's switch to that other foot. Wrap the resistance band around the other foot. Same hand as leg, lifting to the side, keeping those hips square where they are, and back. And now you feel that you've already done a lot of work in this glute. Feet are parallel. Feel that standing leg working as well as that moving leg. You already engaged the glute here with those lifts, those resisted or body weight lifts. So it's already working, already knows what it's doing. Back, side, and down, side, back, side, and down. 4 more. 4. Keeping that head and shoulders up to the sky, keeping that core engaged. 3 more. Well, that was number 2. Our last one here. And down. Nice. All right. You should really feel those glutes working. We're going to come into balance beam squats now. So this is kind of a one-legged squat variation. Feet will be lined up, heel to toe, as though you're on a balance beam. Actually, let me start with my other one since my left leg doesn't have much mobility, my left ankle. So you're set up right like this, keeping those thighs squeezed together and using your chair for balance. You're going to sit back into a squat. So the thighs are squeezing together. You're sitting back into that squat, pushing these glutes back. Most of the work is happening in this back leg, kind of like a one-legged squat, but you're also doing some inner thigh work here to keep those legs together to help keep your balance. Sitting back, feet straight. Nice, really good. So you are going to hinge a little bit at the hip. Head and shoulders will go forward a little, but try not to drop your head. That's going to give you some really uncomfortable head rush. Keep your eyes level on the wall. For 4, 3, 2, stay down here, and we pulse, pulse, pulse. Feel this glute, it's working hard. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Inner thighs squeeze together. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. All right, this leg had it easy. Let's put it in the back. Let's make it work a little harder. Sit back and up. Pushing those glutes back. Feeling the glute engage, feeling the quad engage, feeling the inner thighs engage. This one is a nice workout for all of your big muscle groups in your legs. Pushing back, keeping those eyes level, not letting them drop to the floor, but letting the natural hinge happen at your hips. Nice. For 8, 7, squeeze those thighs. 6, 5, feet lined up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pulse it here. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Go ahead and give that glute a little squeeze of the muscle, not with your hands, squeeze the muscle to make sure that it's fully engaged. You should really feel it working for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise it up, shake it out. All right. We just had our feet really close together. Let's give them some distance. Grab your paper plate or your glider, or if you're on a hard floor, you can be wearing socks or use a towel. Anything that's going to give you a good glide on the surface that you're on. Face your bar or chair. We're going to keep this glider under, right now I'm starting with my right foot. This is going to be similar to our warm-up move. We're pushing all the way back in a lunge. So keeping this knee way back, try to keep it over the ankle rather than pushing forward over those knees. Push up, come down, glide in. As you glide, lots of weight on this leg. Push, glide it in. Well, this is not working very well. Glide it in. Push, lift, down, and glide. Push, lift, down, and glide. So you've got your chair here for balance. On that lift, go ahead and take it nice and slow. In our warm-up, we were kicking up. Here, we're lifting up. So really feel that lift happening through that glute. Lift, down, and in. Lots of weight on that gliding foot. Lift, down, and in. 2 more. Down, lift, down, glide in. Last one, lift, lots of weight, slow guide for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step back. We're just going to do those lifts. 8, 7, nice. 6, that back leg stays straight. 5, 4, controlling this knee. Lots of work on those stabilizers. 2, and 1. Hold the arabesque. You can balance if you'd like for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Shake it out. Wow, that standing leg. Really working hard. Let's give it a little break. It gets to glide. It gets to move while this right leg does all the work. Back. Lift. Back. Glide in. Slide, lift, down, glide in. Nice. Back leg stays straight. Front leg, I'm not paying enough attention. I need to push back further. Keep that knee back. Back. lift, down, and in. Nice. Lots of weight on that gliding foot. Feel those inner thighs working. We already warmed them up with those balance beam squats. They should be firing. They should be recruited here to help stabilize that knee. Draw that leg back in. Glide in 4 more. 4. And in. 3. Up, down, and in. Feel the slow burn in that standing glute. Last one. Slow glide in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back out. Just those rises. Lift, lift. Nice job. Lift and lift. 4 more for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold this arabesque. You can balance if you'd like for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Shake it out. Really, really good job, you guys. Really good. All right. For our final bar work, we're going to do a standing fire hydrant. So facing your bar, again, we're going to bend that knee. You can flex the foot, trying to keep these knees in parallel, keeping the standing leg at 90 degrees without lifting the hip. We're coming into that fire hydrant raise. So rather than, again, lift the hip, tilt the body, this work is coming here in the side of the glute. You're engaging the obliques in your core, standing straight up, nice straight spine, lower back working to keep that spine in alignment, lifting to the side. Nice. Nice, really good. Keep it up for 4, 3, 2, hold it up here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Shake it out. Awesome. All right, I'll just switch. You can stay facing here. I'll switch so you can get a little better idea of what I'm doing. Hand on hip. Bend that knee 90 degrees. Flex the foot. Feel the alignment of those hips right now. They're really level. They're facing to the front. Lift up to the side. Lift. Think about pushing this hip down almost to meet that leg. It will impede your range of motion. Of course, you could get higher, you know, if you opened up that hip, but that's not the point. It's not about the height. It's about the work. Feel that core engage. Feel the lower back working to keep the spine in alignment. Nice. Excellent work. For 4, 3, 2, lift up to the side and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Release. Lots of work in that glutes. Nice job. Put your chair to the side. If you were using a chair, you can also use a wall or a coffee table or whatever is going to work with your height and stability needs. Let's come down to the mat to start our core series. We are going to start with some down dog to plank. So let's first get into our down dog. Start in tabletop position. We've got our hands under our hips, fingertips are spread, trying to get the weight all through those hands, not just in the palms, but also radiating out the fingers. Right now, our knees are under our hips. We're going to tuck our toes under and lift back into a down dog. You can adjust your feet, trying to roll through the shoulders and drop the head down between the arms. Trying to let those heels float down toward the mat. Nice straight spine, pushing the glutes back, up and behind you at a diagonal. We're going to lift the right leg into the air, push forward into our one-legged plank. Lift, come to that plank. If this is not working for you, you can be on your knee and pushing back, pushing forward. When you come into that plank position, straight line from the top of the head down to the knee or the heel. Try not to let that booty stay popped in the air. A nice hard stop there at that full plank. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both feet down. Hold this plank if you can for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other leg, push back. Come to our plank. 3-legged dog to a plank. Beautiful. Feel your glutes come down to the point where if you went any further, you would have a little sway in your spine and your lower back would start to feel engaged and a little achy. We do not want that. So we don't want you to dip your glutes down. Just get them level. 4, 3, 2, last one. And again, hold this plank, drop to your knees. If that's more comfortable, hold the plank for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push back into a child's pose. Toes together, knees apart. Stretching your arms forward, keeping those fingertips spread and open. Nice little stretch here. Awesome. Let's come through onto our back. We're going to start with a glute bridge. So we gave those glutes a little bit of a rest. Let's burn them out. Feet hip distance, palms down on the mat, open the chest, press the belly button down to the spine. Keep pressing until your pelvis rolls up off the mat, up and down. We're just tapping down on the mat, but we're still pressing down with our belly button to get that pelvic rotation and lift the tailbone into the air. So this is glute work, but it's also core work. Really feel that push, that compression with your belly, pushing up and down for 4, 3, 2, stay up here and we pulse, 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 pulse. Just a little pulse here, really pushing from below with those glutes, pressing down with that belly. Pulse, 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 giving yourself some extra resistance from your muscles for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Nice. Rock the knees side to side to take any pressure off your lower back. Trying to sit up. We are going to do some boat clamshells supported. So your fingertips are facing toward your toes. Strong through the shoulders, not collapsing through the shoulders. Nice straight spine. You're going to get that by engaging your core, lifting up through those shoulders. You can open into the boat. You can also leave your toes down on the mat for this clamshell, or you can open up into a boat for this clamshell. Nice. Paying attention to that spinal position. Lots of work going on in your lower core right here to keep this strong boat going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those feet down. Same position. Reset yourself. Strong through those shoulders. We're going to lift those legs up off the mat. So now this is really all coming from your lower core. When we were coming up into that bridge, we pressed down with the belly button first to rotate that pelvis. Same thing, you're rotating that tailbone down underneath you by using your lower core, and that's lifting up your legs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit up. We're not quite done in this seated position, but take a little moment to straighten your spine, push your tailbone down, lift your head up. All right, coming back to this position. This time we're going to have feet on the mat, squeezing those thighs together, feet together. We're going to come into a modified Russian twist. So twist, 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 reaching to the side with those elbows, trying to touch the mat, twist, twist. Nice, twist. If you want to do the full Russian twist, you can open up into a boat by lifting your feet up off the mat. Twist, twist, twist for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. All right, let's come down onto the mat, onto our bellies. We're going to do some lower back work. Let's do some swimming. We've got our feet, tops of the feet flat on the mat, arms extended. You can rock your hips back and forth to make sure that you are nice and level here on the mat. Let's start with just our legs, so you can rest your chin or your forehead on the mat. Palms stay down on the mat, keeping your legs straight, lifting from the hip socket so that the knees are up off the mat. We're going to kick, kick, kick. Little flutter kick here to start. Kick, kick, kick. All right, let's turn this flutter kick into an in and out kick. In and out kick. Nice. Keeping those legs lifted up off the mat. Kick, kick, kick for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs down. Let's do upper body only. So trying to lift again, hinge from the hips. Trying to imagine that only your hip bones are on the mat and your legs for now. Swimming, just a little flutter swim with the arms for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rock those hips side to side. We're going to do the full expression, arms and legs up off the mat, torso up off the mat. Take whatever modification you need. Just do arms or just do legs. You can rest your head on the mat even. Just swim here. Swim for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push back into that child's pose to stretch your lower back. Nice work. Never do enough lower back work. It really does help with pain relief. Coming back onto our backs, let's finish our core series with some familiar crunches. So we're going to start with fingertips touching ears or crossed across the chest, not holding onto the back of the head and lifting you up, because that's not where we want the work to come. Nice little crunch here, pressing the belly button down to lift those shoulders up. And we've already done a lot of great core work, so you should be feeling this already. Sometimes it can take a while for crunches to kick in, but I'm definitely feeling this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's do some one-legged crunch work. One leg extended. As we lift up, the leg comes up. As we lift down, that leg hovers. Up, down, up, down. So we're bringing our lower core into this. You were before kind of working that six-pack upper abs. Let's work this lower core here. Up, down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch legs, other leg hover up, down. And it's just coming up to the level of your knee. We're not lifting it up too high. The goal is just to work our upper and our lower abs at the same time. Everything pressing down to lift up those extremities. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You made it. Hug your knees, rock side to side. Let's start our stretch with a happy baby. So grab onto your inner thighs, your ankles, your calves, or the inside of your feet. Start to open up those hips a little. Think about pushing your knees down into your armpits to open up those hips. You can rock side to side. You can increase the intensity by starting to straighten those legs, getting a good stretch along the back of the leg there. And your legs don't have to be totally extended, just as much as you can. You'll still be getting a nice stretch. If this is easy, try to push your tailbone down toward the mat to elongate the spine. That will give you an even deeper stretch. Nice. Let's come to a seated position. Feet together in a butterfly stretch. Lift up that spine. Trying to straighten the spine as much as possible, flattening the knees out to the side, holding on to your toes, ankles, calves. We're going to extend into a seated forward fold. So big inhale, and as you exhale, try to reach the top of your head down toward your feet. Flex those feet. Again, big stretch on the back of the leg. We did a lot of glute work. So we want to give the back of the body a nice big stretch here. Slowly roll up. We're going to come into a campfire or half lotus position. So one foot is on the mat, knee at 90 degrees. Other leg, ankle is above that knee, not directly on that knee. Stacking those legs like campfire logs. You can rest your hands on your top leg, not pushing down, just resting. You don't want to force our body into a stretch, but just the nice weight of that arm helps you reach your full stretch without compromise. Lifting the head up to the sky. Feel the good stretch in that hip and glute happening. And let's switch so that the other leg is on top. Beautiful stretch here. Gentle rest of the hands on that top leg. Give yourself grace wherever you are. You can see that there is a good 4 inches between my knee and my foot, and that's where I am, and I'm getting a great stretch here. Tall spine. One more deep breath. All right, tuck your feet underneath you, fingertips on the mat. Slowly roll up, head last. We don't want any head rush here. When you make it up to standing, spread your legs into our super wide second position. Feel those knees press out over the feet. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale and exhale. One more time, big deep breath. Lots of oxygen. Exhale, blow out all the carbon dioxide from all the work you did. Ladies, take your curtsy. Gentlemen, take your bow. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is National Yoga Month. So next week, we will be doing a bar flow, and then again 2 weeks after that. So hopefully you'll be able to make it.